We start tonight tracking the large and growing TCU September Lightning Complex fire, a string of fires sparked by lightning. So far, more than 13,000 acres are burned. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Laura Painter. We've got live team coverage tonight in towns devastated by flames and one that spent Tuesday prepared for the worst. One of the biggest fires, the 6.5 fire burning in Tuolumne County, has scorched more than 6,800 acres. Evacuation orders are still in place for areas around Chinese Camp. That's where we find ABC 10's Roxanne Elias tonight. She is live with a closer look at the devastation left behind. Roxanne, such a terrifying experience for people living out there. What are you learning tonight?
Well, Laura, I mean, even just driving into this area, just pure devastation, so many different emotions felt by the people in this community here. That's because if you could take a look here, everything they've worked so hard for, their homes, their vehicles, everything in their homes, now just ashes that sit here. We talked to one of the evacuees earlier today who said that his wife was left completely traumatized and in tears after seeing homes surrounding their home go up in flames. They thought that that's exactly what had happened to their home. And today we were able to actually share the status of their home with them. As daylight hit Chinese Camp Wednesday morning, the aftermath of the 6.5 fire was clearly visible. Thousands of acres burned and entire rows of homes reduced to rubble.
It's sad and it's devastating. Everyone's just kind of in shock because it's not something that you would think would happen.
To watch it come over the ridge the way it did and as fast as it did, that is absolute fear. I don't know how to explain it.
Pete Tomeno and Abel Fonseca both evacuated their homes within minutes of being alerted by officials Tuesday afternoon. Pete and his wife live off of Red Hills Road, where most homes were destroyed.
By the time we got onto the road, the neighbors behind me and next to me were on fire.
Abel lives about a half a mile down the road on Maiden Lane. And when we spoke to both neighbors on Wednesday, both believed their homes would no longer be standing.
We have no update. Our neighbor had a picture of her Ring camera across the street and the neighbor's house was on fire.
My wife is the one that's struggling with all this right now. This was her dream, and she's just finished breast cancer treatments. So this was I was retiring in a year. So this was our place. So I don't know.
Left with little hope, they asked ABC 10 to visit their properties and at least show them what was left. To their surprise, both Abel's and Pete's home were still standing and almost completely unharmed.
Nice.
What do you think?
That's good. Oh, wow. Wow.
Tony Davis, a spokesperson for CAL FIRE, says it's instances like this that their hard work pays off. Right now, she says more than 600 personnel are continuing to fight the 6.5 fire with all the resources they have.
We're working on getting containment in. Now, speaking to containment on some of these fires, some of them are not accessible, right? So the accessible route is about 2 hours to make access to some of these lightning strikes. So, and in steep, rugged terrain. That right there, it creates a challenge for firefighters.
Residents say in the meantime, they're praying for their neighbors.
Hoping that they can get it put out so no one else's homes are at risk anymore.
Back out here live, CAL FIRE is asking the residents from this area to be patient with them. And as they see all of this devastation unfold, they say it takes time to assess the damage, of course, and firefighters are still kind of putting out some hot spots in the area. They're asking people, if you are near some of this fire, to be prepared to evacuate and sign up for any alerts just in case the fire does hit your area. I'm live at Chinese Camp. Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
Yeah, Roxanne, it's so sad to see all of that devastation. These people, their lives are changed forever. It will take a long time to heal. Our hearts are with them. Roxanne, thank you for that update. ABC News is also on the ground this week in Chinese camp. Look for live reports tonight at 5:30. And of course, we'll have the latest live on ABC 10 News at 6. And in case you're wondering, the 6-5 fire name comes from the CAL FIRE Tuolumne Calaveras Unit's Battalion 6 area, and this is their 5th fire. CAL FIRE told ABC 10 this naming convention is not new and has been used for years to help firefighters organize and prioritize responses during lightning events. Let's turn now to your weather impact alert. Monica, it's been a tough start to September so far, but some relief appears to be on the horizon.
That's right. A couple more days and we're going to get through this time frame here. Weather impact alert, though, for the Sierra continues for today. We'll see the impact of thunderstorms with dry lightning, new fire starts. I'm going to show you some of the areas that are still dealing with the lightning, so stay weather aware. As Roxanne was mentioning, make sure you're signed up for those alerts to make sure you get those evacuation warnings immediately. As far as our significant fire potential right through the Sierra Spine, roughly from about the Lake Tahoe Basin northward here due to the potential for lightning sparked fires. Now, we've seen a couple of lightning strikes within about the past hour or so, especially just north of I-80. But as I expand this a little bit farther to the north, you can see we're still dealing with that active weather, a real surge of that moisture kind of moving its way from the south up to the north. And that will, again, be the focus area heading into tomorrow. Now, in terms of those fire hotspots, multiple ones breaking out over the past 24 to 36 hours. So you can see, generally speaking, we're in about that 6 to 24 hour frame right now with all of those hot spots around Chinese camp and then moving northward towards Copperopolis. So particularly hard hit Calaveras and Tuolumne counties. So dealing with a lot of smoke as well from those fires. Another one that's putting off a lot of smoke is in Fresno County, and that is the Garnet fire. Lots of air quality issues will continue until we get better containment of all that and a different airflow. It's going to be coming in from the west, and that's really going to push some of that smoke off to the east here, although it remains in the mother lode. So we'll talk about how those winds are shifting, temperatures changing, and any more fire risk ahead.
Monica, thank you. We're also tracking a fast-moving brush fire in the Vallecillos area near Highway 4 and Red Hill Road. It's burned nearly 600 acres. This is the 2-7 fire. It's also part of the TCU September Lightning Complex fire. Evacuations are in effect for homes near the area or near the fire, and an evacuation center has been set up at Bret Harte High School in Angels Camp. And firefighters are battling the fire with aerial tankers, a helicopter, and ground crews working to contain the flames. Tonight, people in the town of Murphys are feeling more optimistic about the fire conditions. ABC.
Well, Laura, at this hour, you can see the portion of the Ironstone Vineyard that was damaged by the 2-7 fire. Now, the good news here is that none of their main buildings were damaged, much of the damage limited to the vegetation and the fencing. But with that being said, take a look over here. You can see with these burn marks just how close it got to one of their structures and the rest of the facility. That's something people here at the vineyard say was far too close for comforts.
All of a sudden the fire jumped the line and it's like, fire's coming, we gotta go.
For Stephen Couch and those at Ironstone Vineyards, they're breathing a little easier. Conditions looking much different compared to a day earlier when the 2-7 fire near Vallecito came dangerously close to their structures.
The property sustained a lot of damage to the open range lands, fences, some pipelines and that I saw were melted. Fortunately for us, our treatment facility was saved. The winery was saved, all the livestock saved.
He estimates about 300 acres of their property sustained damage with some hot spots still visible. Those further in the town of Murphys tell us they're feeling better about the firefight but still remain on edge.
We have things packed. We have pictures of our things for insurance purposes. It's something you get used to living up here.
I feel like we just have so much more control and we're faster. Like I said, our first responders are just, I think they do an amazing job.
For Ironstone Vineyards, another aspect they're keeping a close eye on is the impact to their grape harvest.
I think we're okay. That smoke really never settled in like it did in some of those other big fires where it's almost dense fog. There was enough wind to keep it churning, so I don't really anticipate any issues with the grapes.
Still, Couch says they're not entirely out of the woods. He adds they're grateful for the extensive work fire crews have done to keep them safe. Now, he goes on to tell me he would like to open the business as quickly as possible, but of course emphasizes that's all dependent on the fire's progress, the evacuations, and the guidance from local officials. In Murphy's, Austin Castro, ABC 10.
Yeah, Austin, so glad to hear about the improved conditions. Keep us posted as you learn more. Thank you. Nearby casinos are now opening their doors to people evacuating from the Lightning Complex fires. Black Oak Casino and Chicken Ranch Casino are both offering free rooms to people displaced by these fires. Chicken Ranch is also offering people a place to park their trucks and trailers. For more on how to stay safe during wildfire season, go to the ABC 10 Plus TV streaming app. We created a special to prepare you for wildfires. We talk with survivors and hear from Red Cross on what to pack in case of an evacuation. The app is free to download on your TV.